I have finished my first slipper. This is following the sailor slipper pattern, and I've decided to make it all in this blue just because the only colours I have of this drop snow is blue, red and black, which I don't love as a colour combo. So I decided to just make a pair for Ryan in this blue. I had to kind of redo half of the first bit just because my numbers weren't matching up, but I must have just like miscounted because it all worked out just fine. I'll make the second one and then I'll try the felting. We have a combo dryer, so it's a washer dryer in one, and I don't have a lot of trust in the dryer working out. So before I make any more, I'm gonna try the first pair, and then if that works out, I'll make another one for myself. Before I do the second slipper, I just have a couple of things that I need to tie the ends in. First one is my short Scoodie version, and then I made a long knit Scoodie version, which is gonna be a present for my mum. But yeah, I need to just weave in those loose ends, and then I'll start on my second slipper. I've been really into binge watching all the episodes of Escape to the Country. I'd never really watched it that much before, but I am literally hooked, and it's the perfect comfort show to watch this time of year especially, but also just to have on in the background when you're knitting or crocheting. And also because it's on the BBC iPlayer, there's no ads, which is lovely to just get fully locked in. I do think they also have all the episodes available on YouTube if you don't have the iPlayer. But yeah, my plan initially was to work from the office upstairs and just like listen to some audiobooks, but I actually think I have to just watch a few more episodes of Escape to the Country because I actually cannot get enough of it. Weaving in the ends never takes as long as I think it does. I don't know why, I just always put it off. I hate doing it. But we have the Crochet Scoodie, which this is the short version, and the short versions of these Scoodies, they always remind me of these like rain caps. You know, they're very much like tight under the chin and just a cute little hood to throw on. And then in contrast, we have a knit Scoodie, and this is the long version. So it wraps once and twice, and then you can just tie at the front. Sometimes it just needs a little bit of rejiging, especially when all your hair is getting stuck. But yeah, pretty cute. This one's gonna be my mum's Christmas present, and then this one I need to take some pictures of, and it's gonna go into my crochet pattern, which I am hoping to start testing this week. It's just the tech editing process always takes so much longer than I would like it to, but that is fine. I just have to be patient. I can now start my second slipper. I think I'll need to grab a couple more skeins of yarn from upstairs, and then I'm pretty sure I can finish the second one today and maybe have it felted. That would be quite cool because then I could make a second pair tomorrow, and then Ryan and I can be matching. That would be very fun. Look at me and my cute little knitting partner. She's always somewhere near us. It's honestly amazing. She would preferably be on my lap 24/7, but my legs just fall asleep, obviously, and then she gets so annoyed when I move her. This spot's quite cute for her. She's still close enough to us. I am at this point now with my slipper. Something's just wrong. I think I'm counting wrong, but I don't know how. So a few rows ago, I had one too many stitches and I thought, gonna be fine. But now I have two too many. So I don't know how this has happened, and that's happened over the course of like 6 rows. So I'm gonna go back to this point where I put a stitch marker and just try again. It's very odd. I can live with like 1 stitch off, but 2 is a little bit too risky for me, especially since that's like the second mistake within a very short amount of time. And also because the yarn is so thick, 1 stitch actually accounts for quite a lot of centimeters. So it actually does make a difference whether you hit it or not. If I was making this in a DK weight yarn, I wouldn't care. I literally would not care. But yeah, I am making my way back to this point now, I guess. It's also hard because the pattern is obviously written for stripes and I'm making it in a solid colour, so the pattern often calls for a row amount from your colour change, which I obviously don't have, so everything looks the same. So I think I'm just getting my counting a little bit confused because of that. But yeah, this literally happened in my first slipper as well, just on the other side of what I'm working on right now. So I'm gonna give it another go. Like, she's so annoyed because I'm talking and waving things about. She would like quiet at all times. Where is she off to now? Where are you going? She's gonna go sit on the floor, sulk for a bit, and then she's gonna come back. She's a diva. I'm once again missing 1 stitch, but I think I'm willing to try and continue knitting the next section, and maybe it'll work out this time. I really can't figure out where I'm going wrong. It's a little bit confusing because I'm at a point in the pattern where there's like loads of different things going on. Yeah, I'm gonna do the next section, go up to where I was before, and really in the next section I should still have 1 less stitch than I should be having, not 2 more. I don't know where that happened. Okay, I figured out my mistake. I was just not reading the pattern right. I was supposed to, in this section, decrease on both sides, whereas I was only decreasing on one side, which makes sense why I had too many stitches left. So I'm just now gonna finish this section, and then I am on the right track to finish it tonight. I just don't know if I have time to put it in the dryer. It is already 7 p.m. So we'll just have to see. I wasn't quite as locked in as I was hoping to be, because I really thought I could get this done much quicker, but I just kept getting distracted for some reason, so not as much progress. I feel like most of it has to do with the girl that's meowing behind the camera, looking at me. She wants to come jump up. I bet she's gonna jump up in a sec. Told you. She really wants some attention, I can tell. Look at her. What do you want? Oh, you are so cute. I'm literally obsessed with her. She is the best cat ever. We've gotten to the seaming part of this pattern, which we've established already today is not my favourite. So I want to just power through this bit. This is how the slipper is looking. It's just a lot to seam, and I really just don't like seaming.
And you knew? Yeah. You are $500,000 in the hole to me over these rehabs.
The seams are all done, so the only thing that I have left is the I-cord. And what I've been doing for those is that obviously usually you have to use double pointed needles, which I don't have, and I'm not really planning to get, because none of the projects I work with ever really need them apart from when I do an I-cord. So what I've been doing is literally just take off the cord of my circular needles and I just slide it to the end. Now obviously the other end of those needles isn't as pointy, but it works just fine for all of the I-cords that I've done so far. This is the one that I picked up on the other slipper, and it works fine. So just thought a good little hack to know in case you're in the same position as me where you don't want to buy double pointed needles. You can just use your circular ones if it's only like every now and again. I obviously wouldn't make a pair of socks or a full pair of mittens with them like that, but if it's every now and again, these will be just fine. I've been getting so addicted to my phone again, and when that happens I force myself to leave the phone either downstairs or in another room, just nowhere near my bed, because I will be scrolling until I fall asleep, and the first thing I'll do is scroll on TikTok. Find myself just kind of like getting back into that bad habit every now and again. Whenever I like beat it, I just happen to forget why I stopped going on my phone in the evenings in the first place until it's too late. And now in the evenings I'm so wired, I can't fall asleep. I have also been in a massive reading rut, but I think that has also been caused by my phone addiction. I've got my Kindle here, but sometimes I literally can't switch off and I'm not taking anything in that I'm reading, and I'm just so hyper in my brain. I'm reading Butcher at the moment, which is fine. I feel kind of bad giving it a review considering that I'm in a reading rut, because I could be reading the most amazing book, but I probably wouldn't like it because I'm in that weird headspace. I'm about halfway through and I am invested enough that I definitely will finish it. It's just the rate at which I'm going to finish it, I don't know. So instead, I've been doing some Sudokus and I'm actually obsessed with them. And because I can tell that my brain is still a little bit too wide tonight and that just reading isn't going to do the trick, I'm going to do a couple of these and hopefully it'll just wear me out a little bit. I don't know. Genuinely is concerning because the impact that the phone addiction has on every other aspect of my life is just too much. Like, I've been sleeping really badly, I've been having nightmares, just feel generally pretty low. And I know it's all because of that damn phone. So I really hope this is gonna beat it tonight. Last night I literally just had to go downstairs, get my phone and watch TikToks to fall asleep to because I couldn't fall asleep. And like, that isn't good for you. That's not a good thing to do. I'm going to now felt the slippers. I'm nervous, but there's only one way to find out if this works. And it's by just putting it in the washing machine. I thought you had to put them in the dryer, but actually you can just put them on a normal wash cycle, like a warm wash cycle. So that's what I'm going to do. Whilst those are in the washing machine, I want to wind up some of this yarn that I found again when I did my big yarn organisation video, because I also finally got a Swift, which is on the other side, and I want to use some of this yarn for a Scoodie. I think it is so beautiful. Like, the colours are gorgeous, but just the feel of it is really nice. It is a fingering weight, so I think I'll hold it double, which means I need to kind of figure out the best sort of colour scheme to go with. So these are all the colours that I have. I have some blue, some red, some brown, and then I think these are all individual. So I couldn't really hold them double that well, but maybe I can do something with this as a colour scheme, and then I'll keep these for like a separate. Oh no, this one is also. Oh wait, I actually can't. These are double. Okay. So I have some options. Maybe I'll take these ones out for now. This is actually a really nice colour scheme, these three together, I think more so than this. So I'll pop these back in here. Yeah, so I'm going to wind these up and then we can start a new Scoodie with these. I think that will look so cute. Finally found a chair for my office. It is the IKEA Soderham range, and I found it on Facebook Marketplace for £75, which I thought was a bargain. My friend Lucy very kindly helped me pick this up in her van, and I actually haven't sat in it yet. It's just been kind of busy and I've been working downstairs and whatever. But this is such a nice spot and I'm so happy that I have somewhere else to hang out in, and I can obviously sit in it this way, facing in there. But putting the pillow this way and facing this way, I can look out onto the garden, which is just so gorgeous. Like, I imagine this on a rainy day. I've wound up the yarn, so this is the colour scheme, and I'm going to hold it double. So I think I'll start with the brown, maybe add the two strands together. I think I'll just do a little swatch to figure out my needle size. It might actually even be a little bit too tight, so I think I might size up to a 4.5 needle. The good thing is with this Scoodie pattern is that it is written to measurements, not like a specific yarn weight, so I can just do whatever needle size and it will turn out just fine. done the top of my Scoodie and I've kind of gone for this stripy pattern, which I think looks really nice. I am, however, struggling with carrying the yarn along the side without it getting mega tangled. And it's just because I'm holding the yarn double whilst also like wrapping it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind each ball up to already be double-stranded, and then I only really have to work with 3 balls instead of 6 at the same time. Will hopefully stop making things so tangled. My slippers are also done and I'm very scared to open this. I can't see through this at all. So, oh my god, it worked. Oh. Oh my god, I'm actually gonna cry. Oh my god. You're fucking joking me. Oh my god, this is hilarious. These are literally, what the fuck? These are the size of a literal child's fur. What the fuck? Oh, that's so annoying. What the hell? How did this even happen? Look at the size of them. They are rock hard as well. Do you hear this? These are not going to fit my boyfriend, just in case you were wondering. Hold on, I'm going to try and put my foot in them. They don't even fit my own foot. I could maybe stretch them to fit my foot if I wear them now. Oh my god, I can't believe they are this small. I mean, yeah, they somewhat fit, but they are way too small. So I'll try and wear them in a little bit. Maybe I can wet them again and make them bigger. It has been a few days since I last spoke to you. It's been a pretty busy weekend. I have been doing a bit of knitting that I need to catch you up on. The current state of my striped Scoodie is that I've done one side of the scarf. It's just curling a little bit. I don't know if that's going to be solved when I block it or if I need to adapt something in my pattern. But I'm going to do the other side and I'm going to try a different method of uncurling that side. But on Saturday, I was at my friend's house who were doing don't play with that. We were doing a Lord of the Rings marathon. I only came for the first 2 and then we had a birthday party to go to in the evening. During that, I cast on another Scoodie, this time using this yarn. It's my first time working with it and I really quite like it. It's a wool, chunky sort of yarn. And I didn't realise that the brown kind of like changes colour throughout. So it has a bit of like different tones. I'm making a long version for my friend Ella, so I've made one scarf. So I'm pretty much at the same point. I just need to make another side of the scarf for that one. A little bit samey, but this is pretty much all that I've been obsessed with recently. I think I'll try and finish this one first and then we'll see where I'm at sort of today. I got a new tattoo, which I thought I would show you. This is such an awkward positioning to show you, but yeah, it's this lady with a devil mask on the back of my calf. This took like 4 hours, which is probably the longest I've ever sat, and the last half an hour was really painful. In general, it wasn't as painful as people made it out to be. It's just like super twitchy, obviously. But yeah, I am obsessed with her. I did bring my knitting with me to the appointment because I didn't know whether we do it on the calf or on the shin. And if we had done it on the shin, I could have done some knitting, obviously sitting up. But yeah, didn't get to do that. Oh, I also had this one done a few weeks ago. Same artist, this is Anna, who's at Only Love in Bury St Edmunds, and I'm obsessed with her tattooing, so I'm gonna definitely be booking in with her in the new year. So I've just been like tattoo obsessed recently. That's kind of what I've been thinking about. I'm going to pop my audiobook on. I don't think I have long. I have 12 days to finish it. I'm only 34% through. So I really need to make some progress. I have 14 more hours. Hopefully I can get through some of that today. But that is basically my plan. Yeah, let's get knitting.
Invisible. It was the same bar he'd used the first night they met. From the way Griffin's eyes flashed, he'd wanted too close to Harry's words nonetheless. Watching him speak then was uncanny.
Finished the other side of the Scoodie and I've made some changes to it. So this side of the scarf is way longer than this one, and I've also, I mean, it's all quite curled in because it's not been blocked yet, but I fixed the curling in at the scarf tip. So this is how the fixed version looks, and then this is how the non-fixed version looks. I don't know if you can tell, but this one's really like curling to one side. So I'm gonna undo this side of the scarf and redo it. But I'm glad that I made those changes, because I was also then able to make those changes to the pattern, and it's actually simplified the pattern overall.
It is if it's obvious you don't live here. Hello. They glanced at each other and frowned.
I spent this morning dog sitting. I usually do on a Tuesday. I look after a senior dog for an old retired couple. It breaks up my week a little bit, and I also, excuse me, no. I get to spend like a good 4 to 5 hours on my laptop doing admin, and there's very little distractions because I can only do whatever I take with me. So it's really helpful for me to get stuff done. Do you want this? She loves playing with my knitting needles. Here. But last night I blocked my Scoodies, so let's try them on for the first time. This is the medium length one. The blocking always makes such a big difference. Like, these scarf lengths were so much shorter and everything was so much stiffer. Give me this. Do it on here. There we go. So the length is much better here at the back, and the rest is pretty much the same as before. I wore one of mine this morning because it is like 1 degree out. And I love that you can, when it's really cold, basically put it like that. But as I'm walking, it gets warmer and I can just tuck it in under my chin. But yeah, so cute. I love how this one turned out. I wasn't sure as I was knitting whether I actually liked this colour combo. And I feel like I should have maybe done the red or the brown like 2 rows longer, just to break it up a little bit. But I think it looks fine. It's so cute. And then let's try the next one. I actually think she thinks I'm talking to her when I'm talking to the camera, so she gets really like agitated because I'm talking but I'm not paying attention to her. So I think she's just like confused. Right, then this is the long one, which is the one that I'm going to give to my friend Ella. So this one you wrap once behind and then once at the front. I do think the longer version looks nicer. I just get overwhelmed with so much wrapping around my neck. So I prefer the medium length, but the longer length looks really nice with like the sort of tips kind of at the front. I think the colouring of it looks quite nice as well. I wasn't too sure whether it will look like you have like roots, you know what I mean? But luckily this sort of brown bit here is just kind of around. And then because you're wrapping the scarf, it actually looks really nice how There's like different tones everywhere. So this one's actually really cute. I like this one. I'm going to take a few pictures and videos with this, and then I'm going to hand it over to my friend Ella. So going back to the sailor slippers, I try to make them bigger by like soaking them in water and stretching them. There's water still in these. Oh my god. They're fully dry on the outside, but they're like so felted that I've basically created a bowl. Like the water's not even draining out the bottom, it's just in there. Anyways, that's my bad. Yeah, I tried to make them bigger, worked a little bit, but not enough for my feet. So I'm gonna try and see if one of my friends is like a size 4 or 5 and give them to them if they want them. But I'm gonna make another pair and try not to felt them this much. Like they're so hard that they're literally like a shoe, like a proper clog, and less so like a slipper. So I'm gonna go again. I think I will do a stripe this time, even though the colors that I have I don't love as much together, but I think it will be easier to knit because I can follow the pattern with the stripes, easier to count my rows, and I don't love the full colour look. I think it just adds even more to the clog look, but that's just not the vibe I'm going for with these. So I'm going to try again. I also had a yarn delivery. I'm really trying to like experiment with different brands and different sort of fibres. So I got the trio one, and it's the linen cotton lyocell mix. So this will be really good for a summer project, and I don't want to say just yet what I'm working on. Based on this kind of yarn and this colour, maybe some people can have a guess what I might be working on. I don't know yet if this is the right yarn. I ideally want to find a summer appropriate yarn that is also fuzzy, kind of like a mohair, but that just doesn't really exist because you don't want to wear anything fuzzy if it's hot out and you might be sweaty. So I think I'm just gonna knit a few swatches, try a few different types of yarn and see what I can find. But I'm excited to try this one out. This feels so different and I like how shiny this is as well. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna get my drop snow out and then we're gonna do, I think, just one slipper today. Try and wash it, see what size I get, and then I can always do a second one. But then what if they wash differently? I don't know. We'll see how quick I can get one slipper done, and then I'll figure the rest out. I really thought, oh wow, this is going so much quicker than before. It's going so well. I almost have my first one done. Only to seam up the side of this and realise I'm missing a chunk. Don't know why I didn't count my rows. I was clearly getting a bit cocky with this, so I'm gonna have to undo my sewing and add some more rows somewhere. I definitely just didn't count correctly, but the colour combo is looking okay, actually. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I still don't love it, but I think it could look quite cool when it's felted. Unfortunately, I do think I have to end the video here and I won't be able to show you the final result, but I will try and remember to show you in the next vlog, which the next one's going to be very Christmassy. I'm going to decorate the house, I'm going to put up the tree, and I'm going to film it all for you. I'm so excited to get into the Christmas mode. This time last year, we had just about moved in, so we didn't get to have a Christmas, like a proper decorated Christmassy vibe in this house yet, so I'm very excited to finally do it this year. So yeah, I'll try and remember to show you how these turn out. Before I end this video though, I want to mention two things. First of all, I've spoken about before that I've been using Musicbed now for a while in my videos. I've tried so many music platforms before, but none of them have worked quite as well as Musicbed. They've got a really good range of professional music on there. They have their biggest promo coming up next Monday. So as the video is going live on a Wednesday, the following Monday, this promo will be live. So anyone who signs up for an annual membership plan gets a full year of sounds for free. using the code CyberMonday25. So I'll put my affiliate link in the description if you follow that. Then from Monday onwards, you can sign up for a free annual membership of Sounds. It's just incredible and I highly recommend checking it out. The second thing I wanted to mention is just a massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed recently and just in general, because we've hit 40,000 subscribers here on YouTube, which is just insane to me. That's like a number I can't even comprehend. So yeah, I just wanted to say a massive thank you. This genuinely means so much to me. I absolutely love the community here on YouTube. I love posting every week, and yeah, I'm just really glad that so many of you are here to be crafty and creative with me together. Just a massive thank you to everyone. And with that, I'm going to end the video. I will see you next week, hopefully. And until then, goodbye.